welcome to Labour Lent. I am Sharon Ijason. On this week edition of the program, we'll be talking about the life and times of Chief Frank Kokori. We also have news stories for you. We will be right back.
The National Union of Chemical, Footwear, Rubber, Leather and Non-Metallic Products employees, led by Babatunde Olatunji, recently organized a conference to mark the International Women's Day celebration. The event is in line with the 2024 theme, Inspiring Inclusion for Women and celebrating their unique perspectives and contributions. The conference emphasized that failure should not deter women, but rather serve as a stepping stone to building confidence and recognition. Women were also encouraged to offer support without undermining leadership responsibilities.
Provide support without removing responsibility. That in as much as you try to support, you must not remove the responsibility of a leader. That is, you shouldn't take away your responsibility. You must be able to draw the line. How do you showcase what you have learned if you cannot even come out? Don't be afraid of failing. You may contest and you don't win, but you shouldn't be afraid of failing. It doesn't mean that you must contest and you win. But each time you do it and you don't win, you are building that confidence and you are building that recognition, even in their minds, that a woman wants to do it.
The event underscored the importance of women as builders of homes and the nation at large, promoting a message of unity, empowerment, and mutual support amongst women from all backgrounds.
Women have been marginalized in the world of work, and it is not enough to, ask for the men's support, ask for the men's permission to thrive in the world of work. We need to inspire ourselves, women. We need to stand up for ourselves. We need to support ourselves in the world of work. I think that women should have more clarity as to the things that we want. I think it's time for us to start demanding. And while we're demanding, we also have to be sure that we are capable of what we're demanding for, because it's not enough to demand for what you cannot deliver. You have to be capable to demand for something that you know that you can deliver properly. So in this time, at this time in the world right now, we need to embrace ourselves. We need to embrace unity. We need to support each other so that the world of work can be a better place for us to work.
The importance of women is inestimable in any society. That is why we are celebrating them every year, and we are equally celebrating the gender, telling them to take their rightful position in the society. Women are very important in building a home. When you are building a home, you are building a nation. If you have a bad home, that means you have a bad nation. And women are people that always, they are the ones that raise children. They nurture our children. And in any way you nurture the children, that is how the world is going to be. If you look at our society, especially in Nigeria, men are taking the leadership position, which we are calling on them to please come. And every encouragement is being given to them by the leadership of this union, so that we begin to see it from the union perspective, how people are taking the leadership position.
It's the final service in honor of foremost trade unionist in Nigeria, Chief Frank Kokori. He was a former General Secretary of the National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG. Frank Ovie Kokori has been laid to rest in his hometown, Ovo Inland, in Itop East Local Government Area, Delta State. In attendance at the church service is the Minister of Petroleum, who represented the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Governor of Delta State, the President of NUPENG, members of the House of Representatives, and notable personalities across the country.
Frank Kokori's legacies will live on. This is the man of uncommon courage. He is the man that is selfless, or that was selfless. This was the man who fought for democracy.
The late Kokori was known as a committed and dedicated defender, promoter, and fighter for workers' rights, as well as the democratic rights of citizens. Kive Kokori spoke about the life and times of his father.
He was a nationalist to the core. So for the governor of the state, being from another party, to also attend and show the solidarity that he has shown, I say thank you to him and all the people, and to Nupeng, because Nupeng has been awesome.
Frank Kokori, who spent time in prison due to the battles he fought against military rule in the country, is remembered by his former associates for his contributions to collective struggles for the emancipation of the working people.
Kokori was like a lion, and you know in life, if one lion is leading 1,000 lambs, all the lambs will behave like lion. So because he fought the battle in front, all of us that were behind him, we became lions. That was how Nupeng became the most powerful trade union in Africa. No employer will dare not to pay the salary of oil workers as at when due. We moved from there to call the first political strike by workers in Nigeria. Kokori was in front. Kokori of Nigeria, Kokori of Africa, Kokori of the world. He won the George Mini Labor Award in America, even in Frankfurt University in German Republic, even in The Hague, he got his master's in labor relations. Nobody can never be forgotten. But I have one regret. Nigeria ought to have recognized him while he was alive and give him a national award, whether CUN, MON, but posthumously, I'm still saying that Nigeria should honor
a unique man, father and leader, who have made his marks. The way he was able to combine politics and trade unionism today continue to amaze us, because no labor leader has actually been able to successfully combine both. So we argue that in his days it was because it was military time. But again, that is something you can also take from him. He was able to combine both comfortably, and on both grounds he will continue to remember. As a Democrat and as a true labor leader. Today the man is going home, and as a union we will continue to miss all the good things he has done and left behind. One of those ones is that he was the first general secretary that came up with a constitution of Nupeng. And that constitution today, Nupeng is standing on.
Frank Kokori was the 7th chairman of the 7th Governing Council of the Michael Imodu National Institute for Labor Studies (MINILS), where he promoted labor education between 2019 to 2022.
Kokori is a very brave person. He's somebody that stood for what is good and what he thinks is right. And everybody knows him for that. He's a labor leader that he can take you to the war front and be in the front. He may be at the back. And even at his age, he never forget his younger days. You can see that zeal, that passion in him. Whenever he talks to you, you can feel his breath. Whenever he talks, you understand that he's talking from the bottom of his heart. He's not just saying things anyhow. So he's a man that, in fact, he cannot tell his story without Nupeng. And the other one, he said Nupeng is his life. But for us, Nupeng is our life. Because Nupeng has come to be as a tradition to all of us. Nobody goes through the ranks and file of Nupeng and remain the same without being imparted. So he's impart his contribution to the Union Nupeng, making it relevant. He was the first General Secretary of the Union, don't forget. Whatever Nupeng relevance you are seeing today, it is because of the struggle of people like Kokori, who stood strong for the oil and gas workers in this country. Whatever fame we are enjoying today, we cannot talk. People talk about Nupeng. People talk about the democracy, the nation Nupeng. If people like Kokori were not there, we wouldn't have that kind of success. So for us, it's an inspiration So even in his death, we continue to remember his advice, the things he stands for, and the things he has always told us in terms of taking up the labor struggle, his ethics, his lifestyle can never be forgotten.
We saw him as an icon and a great representative to the Urhobo people, where I come from. And he has shown that he's a man that believes in true democracy and the rule of law. And he showed that he had concern for the average and common Nigerian. And I will also say the common man worldwide. So I was attracted to him because of all those qualities. And having sat beside him several times with the advice that he gave me, I saw that it was impactful and beneficial to me, not just personally and my family, but also to society in general. So I see him as somebody that needs to be appreciated and emulated because of the life he lived, because he lived a selfless life. He struggled and troubled and suffered immensely for what the democracy in Nigeria is enjoying today.
It was an enigma. And when you talk of labor movement, labor struggle, nobody can go ahead of it without mentioning the name of Comrade Frank Kokori. The dividend of democracy we are enjoying today is a result of the selfless service of people like him. We remember the June 12th annulment when everybody kept quiet. It was people like Kokori from Nopeng and Chief Dabibi of Pegasi. They paid the ultimate price, they lost their jobs and they were sent to prison. While people were enjoying the dividend of democracy, nobody remembered them. And that's another thing we are saying. The labor of our heroes past should not be forgotten when they are alive. They should be, you should remember. So that we act as catalysts to the upcoming future, to mobilize them, for the future generations.